Wells, Somerset is the smallest city in England, but boasts a unique attraction: Hot Fuzz film tourism. Edgar Wright's 2007 movie was filmed in this small town to stage the fictional town of Stanford. Film tourism is a big industry here, especially for Hot Fuzz. This is what inspired Siobhan to pursue guided tours, and tourism is regarded as a positive thing for the Wells economy and is not overwhelming to the community.
Well, I set up the business doing guided tours myself because I've been made redundant from my background's youth and community work. So I've worked with young people all my working life. And then our government here in the UK acts the whole youth service. And so I had to find something new to do. And the biggest industry here in Wales is tourism. So I thought I'll do something to do with tourism. And doing guided tours meant I didn't have to rent a premises or hire anyone or buy any stock. So it was a really simple thing to do. So I started off doing the history tours, but very quickly it became apparent that a lot of people visited Wales for Hot Fuzz as well. So I diversified and started doing Hot Fuzz tours as well as the history ones. And actually they're more popular now than the history ones. But I didn't really quite work out what the film was about. One minute they were having a fete and the next thing, they were running around with guns. So it's hard to work it out. But we enjoyed it, especially because the director was from Wales. Lots of people knew him, his family knew him. So it felt like a bit of a family affair. There was a lot of goodwill towards it, for sure. Yeah, I'd say on the whole, yes, because it's become a big part of our economy. We're not overwhelmed by it at all. And it's actually quite fun when they're doing the filming. Because of the way Wales is laid out, and there's a lot of countryside right nearby, the film people and the props and all the crew and all the rest of it are not right at the centre of Wales. They're able to be pitched at a field just outside Wales, but it's very convenient.
The small town of Wells, England is no stranger to big filming crews and sets. They have hosted a wide variety of different films because of the town's production-ready status. By being surrounded by a large, open field for crew, it leaves an untouched, beautiful set within the town's streets.
The Libertine with Johnny Depp and John Malkovich, The Huntsman Winter's War with Charlize Theron and Emily Blunt, The Hollow Crown with Benedict Cumberbatch, Elizabeth's Golden Age with Cate Blanchett, Jack the Giant Slayer with Ewan McGregor, Hugh Grant doing Dungeons and Dragons. They filmed Hellboy in the Cathedral, believe it or not, The Gathering, which was filmed partly here in Wales. So we've had loads of really well-known films. Some of the lesser-known film, Another Mother's Son, that's an excellent film. And so a real mix of films, but mainly period dramas, which of course is a contrast to Hot Fuzz, which is a very modern film. I run a lot of Hot Fuzz tours, but in addition to that, I put a location map on the internet for free. So often I'm walking around Wales and I see people with the map. So not everyone does a guided tour. Sometimes they just want to do the map themselves. So yeah, very, very often, more often than people would think, and increasingly so actually. I think because of the internet, people are just much more aware of it nowadays. So I'm certainly much busier than I was when I started 15 years ago. I've had all sorts of people book tours for all sorts of reasons. Someone booked one for their 40th birthday and their kids came along with them and their partners, and the kids had squeaky truncheons and cuddly swans, and that was all a bit bonkers. They had matching T-shirts and all the rest of it. I've done ones for stag parties, bachelor parties. That's always fun. I've had somebody, they wanted to book one because they were getting married here and having a Hot Fuzz themed wedding. In fact, they got engaged here in Wales after they'd done the Hot Fuzz tour with me. So people have done it as part of their wedding. So the wedding party, just for a bit of fun, come and do a Hot Fuzz tour. But the funny thing was, of the 12 people on the tour, only 2 of them had seen the film. And I was thinking, crikey, this is going to be hard work. But actually, they had a great time because they'd had about 10 pints of cider in the Crown before we set off. So they really enjoyed it. And actually, after COVID, when people were allowed to travel again, but they were only allowed to mix in groups of 5, lots of families booked the tour just for themselves because it'd been a bit of a lockdown film for them. And they wanted to come out and just, have a bit of fun, which is what Hot Fuzz is, isn't it? Yeah.
The Swan Hotel is where the main character of Hot Fuzz, Nick Angel, stayed during his time in Stanford. It is a railed hotel that's been operating for over 600 years.
We've had some very famous guests here, including kings and queens, Winston Churchill. There's always a story here. One example, at Christmas, a lady brought in her wedding receipt from the 60s, which was really cool. So, and we get that on a daily basis. And I think tourism should be welcome anywhere. I think there's some other things that happen in Wales, like we have the Festival of Literature in autumn, which brings authors from all around the world here, which is an amazing event. We also have a comedy festival here, which was a couple of weeks ago, which brings some famous comedians into the area. So for such a small city, which it's known as, there's a lot going on here. And there's definitely a lot of reasons to visit here. We've got the best cathedral in the country, in my opinion. I think the restaurant scene here is really cool for a small place. You've got Bath and Bristol, half an hour away. I've worked in some great places, but this is definitely up there. I think we've got 56 rooms here that are all different. They're all individual, which is pretty special in itself. I think that courtyard over there, we have the best location in town, sitting opposite the cathedral there on a summer's day. I don't think there's a better spot in Somerset. The people, they're friendly. And I've lived in a lot of different areas, and genuinely the people of Somerset and the West Country are certainly friendlier than most. And there's a laid-back approach to life, which took me a long time to get used to, because I don't know if you've noticed, I've got a lot of energy. If you embrace it for what it is, it's pretty special.
The smallest town in England is quite a special place. The area receives attention due to a variety of things that boosts the economy and the filming industry. But tourism is also welcome here in the West Countryside, full of genuinely friendly people that support each other and the greater good.